Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 3. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm looking forward to today's episode where, well, you look here and you see two bits of green and think, okay, you've done well in between episodes. We've not. Today, we really need to get some good results under our belt to rescue a season a bit. So the first thing we'll do is dive into the results since you were last here, and it's a bit of a shock, I must say. It's not great. You were last here for the Celta Vigo loss in the Cup, and then the draw against Celta Vigo B in the league. Just before that, obviously, we lost 2 games on the bounce as well, form, which weren't great. And after the game against Celta Vigo B, well, February was absolutely terrible. 3-2 loss, a 3-1 loss, a 2-0 loss, and a 2-2 draw with Real Oviedo. We then lost 6-3 to Tenerife before bouncing back, beating Leganés 3-2 and Almeria 5-0. You might be able to see we have changed formations a few times in here just to try and find something that might work because our form was terrible. We couldn't get a win in 9 games. That was a club record, by the way, 9 games without winning. So that's an unwanted record that we've got as well in between episodes. We just couldn't get any form going. So we switched back eventually to the 4-3-3 narrow, the formation where we try and score one more than the opposition. You know, we're going to concede loads of goals, but hopefully score plenty of goals as well. Tenerife was a prime example of that. We scored 3 goals, the first time we'd scored 3 goals in a long time, a long time actually. Conceded 6 though ourselves, which wasn't great, but did work out for us in the games against Leganés and Almeria. Despite going 9 games in a row without winning, the league table isn't actually looking that bad for us. We're only 2 points off the playoff places, which is very, very good. Imagine if we'd actually played well in that time. We could be near the automatic promotion places instead, potentially. But no, we sit 10th right now on 46 points. So it's not over yet. We can still get some good results towards the end of this season and try and get ourselves into those promotion or playoff places. For those of you who have been watching the live streams as well over on Twitch, live every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturdays at the moment, things haven't been going very well with Fiorentina. We're nearly being sacked at Fiorentina. In fact, tomorrow's stream, 7 PM, I think we might get sacked. If we can make it to the end of the season, we might be okay, but it's looking like we're going to get sacked. So the past few days of playing Football Manager for me have been horrendous because I literally cannot win a game. It's really annoying. Hopefully, though, we will turn things around today. Before we get into the fixture against Valencia B to kick things off today, I need to say thank you to the newest members of the Patreon and also a quick apology to them as well. The past few videos you've seen were all recorded in one day, so a few things happened on the Patreon that I've just not addressed in videos because they were all pre-recorded. So, do want to say a big thank you to the Espresso Cat, Luke Spate and Adam Harper for your contribution to the Patreon. Massively appreciate that. And also the final player from the last youth intake we had is going to be renamed John Barrett. No longer going to be called John Barrett. Instead, let's slip my nickname to Robbie McCraig. Thank you, Cal, for that one. Massively appreciated. Speaking of last year's youth intake, it's time to transition into this year's youth intake. And unfortunately, it's not quite as good as last season's youth intake. You can see here we have got a good player in Dan Ridgewell, another centre-back. We seem to get really good centre-backs and strikers through our youth intake, which is a bit bizarre. But he's a 4.5-star potential player, looks pretty decent. We've got 2 strikers with 3.5 stars of current ability as well, both of them looking fairly decent. So hopefully they'll develop nicely and be good players. Again, these players will be up on the Patreon for you guys if you want to claim one of them. Of course, if you want to get involved in the Patreon, link down in the description below. So with all of that being said, it's time to jump into today's fixture, and we're going to try and stick with the 4-3-3 let's score one more than you style tactic. The Kene starts in goal with a backline of Diego, Cesar, Cahinde and Dio Garcia, who I know I'm saying wrong. People in the comment section keep brooding me up about it. I know I'm saying it wrong, but it's my manager mode, and I've gotten the habits of saying Dio Garcia. So apologies, but it's sticking with that for now, unfortunately for you guys. Scott Marshall, John and Chipolina start in that centre of midfield with JD Meakin, Raul Jr. and Raul Zubalaga up to 29 goals this season. Scored 4 in the previous fixture in that 5-0 win against Almeria. I'm so sad we're losing him. So sad we're losing him. Particularly, we actually got to offer him a contract, but obviously the better contract came in from Atletico Bilbao instead. So that was obviously quite frustrating, but we're going to miss him massively. So as kickoff is upon us here today, inside of 30 seconds, there does seem to be a highlight. And it's not for us, unfortunately, although Dekene with a good save. Obviously, off the back of that final loss, unfortunately, in the African Cup of Nations. Forgot what it was called then. Obviously, we saw him lose in the final last time, which was very, very sad. But he's come back and he's done well for us, relatively well. He has conceded a few goals as well. But, you know, importantly, we did turn the form around. We did start winning games again, which was good. So it's good to see him back in the team and playing well. JD Meakin puts the ball across to Raul Zubalaga, who can't win it, unfortunately. And it's going to be Valencia coming forward again as they get the ball through the middle. And Dekene, capitulates. Don't worry, this formation is built to actually concede a few goals. We will score some, and we definitely will score some. How can we not score goals with the attacking talent of Raul Zabalaga, Raul Jr. and JD Meakin on the pitch? But that happens sometimes as well. That also happens sometimes, which obviously isn't great. Okay, 2-0 down. We're going to win this game 3-2. Also, apologies to more people in the comment section as well. A few people have been asking about the skin. I've always assumed it was just down in the description. It's not. So I will get that in the description for you from today's video onwards. I do apologise about that. I was just like, oh, people keep asking about it. It's in the description. It turns out it wasn't, so that's my fault. Apologies for that one, as Raul Zabalaga into Meakin can't quite get his noggin on the ball. Valencia looking to punish us to maybe go 3-0 up in this game, as, come on boys, let's get the challenge in there. I'm surprised we've not scored a goal yet, really. This formation is built to score goals. It's leaky, but it is built to score goals, and we've shown how leaky it is at the back with not really good defending there at all. As we approach half-time, not an ideal first half there at all. I've just seen it said we had 0 shots this game. I swear I've seen us have shots this game, which feels very bizarre. I mean, we should be having plenty with 3 strikers on the pitch, but apparently 0, so not particularly pleased with the boys there, as Valencia just run through a defence. Dekene makes an okay save in the end, not a great save. And we go into the break 2-0 down. Throw the water bottle, far from pleased in what I've just seen. Need to see a big response here in the second half. I mean, we should be capable of responding. You know, we have played well in the previous 3 games. We did lose one of them 6-3, but we did play well for the most part by scoring 3 goals and another 3 goals conceded. Not very pleased today. We just aren't performing. Obviously, they're a bit camera shy today. It's been a little while since they've been on camera, because obviously last time I recorded it was all like in one go at the weekend. Today, a little bit different. Obviously, they've not been on camera for a few days, so they suddenly feel a bit pressured. I don't know, maybe that's the issue. I'm not sure. But Scott Marshall coming forward. Come on. Let's not embarrass ourselves on camera, boys. You played well the previous 2 games. Let's get things back on track a little bit as Raul Zabalaga puts it over the bar. I am starting to think as well, because it's not going very well on stream as well, and I might be getting sacked there from Fiorentina. Maybe it's just the game. You know, I've won plenty of Champions Leagues down the line. It's fantastic. JD Meakin finally getting a goal in this game. You'll love to see it. As I said, you know, I've won plenty of Champions Leagues across my time on YouTube and Twitch. I think the game is conspiring against me. It just wants me to have some bad times. Because usually, I mean, I'm usually pretty good at the game. I usually win more than I lose. At the moment, this week particularly, I'm losing far more when I'm winning. And it's getting me down a little bit, as we've not given away a penalty there. That was very nice. The clearance is not particularly good, though. Come on, boys. Let's get the challenge in there. Let's do something clever with it. Let's not concede another goal. Let's not concede another... How has that gone in the back of the net? What is Gahinde doing there? Not an awful lot, really, by looks of things. Not an awful lot at all. God, do I want to watch this again? Oh, God, this is painful to watch. Oh, my days. So really, I do think the less said about this Valencia game, the better, as they're looking to make it 5 now. Don't embarrass ourselves even more. Right, we've won the ball back. Zubalaga's through. Get your 30th of the season, please. He does. Okay. We're back in the game a little bit. Very concerned about him leaving, because he's the only one really scoring goals this season. Without his 30 goals, we would be relegation fodder, I think, this season. Next season is going to be very difficult, to the point where I'm really thinking about just uprooting the entire squad, keeping the essentials, like a Raul Jr., like a JD Meakin, like a Dekene, and kind of getting rid of most other players and looking to just do a full, proper rebuild. I think the team is crying out for it. Obviously, we've done very well in previous years, as how has that gone in the back of the net? Oh, that's so annoying. I feel like this guy's got his hat-trick today. He scored 3 goals this season. I feel like they're all in this game. Yep, it literally is a hat-trick for him. I've just checked. It just flashed off the screen, but it literally is his hat-trick today. His first 3 goals of the season have all come today. So with only a few seconds left on the clock, Raul Jr. looking to get a consolation goal. Not getting a consolation goal. You hate to see it. Not our finest work today. Not our finest work. I've said the wrong thing in my team talk as well, which is awful. I'll be honest, I think playoffs are... There's enough time. There's enough time to get there. If we win every single game for the rest of the season, we'll be easily in the playoffs. But I think we're just out of form. We're struggling quite a bit. we need to really reevaluate things for next season. Luckily for us, our next game, Fuenlabrada, are 21st in the table. So, I mean, this one should be a win. Should be. If it's not, I'll be so upset. The worst thing about all of this as well is that it doesn't really bode well for future streamer showdowns. If I can't beat the computer at the moment, how am I going to beat other real players in the streamer showdown at some point down the line? I might have to just pull out of them until I can actually build a tactic that I can actually win games with. Despite the result though, we're going to stick with the formation because it's the only one that's been getting us wins recently, so we'll stick with it. A few players do need swapping out because they are tired. Cipollina will come off for Julio Iglesias. Will bring him on instead. Scott Marshall needs to come off too, but there's not really a whole lot of options, so we'll leave him on the pitch for now. Robbo can go on the bench because Andre Shitajel is suspended. Submit the team and go again. So kick off upon us another away game in the rain today. This is a game we have to win though. It's a must-win game at this stage. We know we can score goals. I mean, we got 2 last game, which wasn't too bad. 2 goals away from home is very impressive. It's just a shame we conceded 5 in the process as well. If we can score 2 goals away from home today, I'm pretty confident that we can get the win. But it is Fuenlabrada coming forward early on, and it's... Oh, come on. Football Manager just hates me at the minute. It just hates me. You know, I've won Champions Leagues in the past, Premier Leagues, top divisions all over the place, and now Football Manager decided, no, you've had enough of doing that. It's time to lose some games for a change. At least we've pulled one back through Raul Zubalaga there, which is great. Diego fighting hard to win possession back there. John putting a great ball across to him. That's what we expect to see more of from John this season. John's been a real disappointment. But as we approach half-time, it's not looking like either one of the 2 teams on the pitch are going to be scoring another goal before half-time. We've had the better of the shots, but other than that, there's not really too much to differentiate between the team in the relegation zone and the team, us, that were looking for playoffs, which doesn't really bode well for us if we can't really dominate a relegation-threatened team. Very, very annoying, that one. And it actually looks like Fuenlabrada might score one before half-time. Go on, lads. He's not. Very good interception there. Was that Cesar getting in the way? It was Cesar getting in the way. You love to see that from him. Second half is a highlight straight from the kickoff. Come on, if we can get an early goal here, that would be just superb. Just superb. We have got the early goal. JD Meakin getting in behind the defence. 13th of the season for him. Fantastic. Thank you. JD Meakin back on the ball. Ball into Raul's. Is that not offside? Apparently not offside. Amazing. Let's watch this back on the replay. It's a very, very quick goal there from the throw-in. And I thought Meakin was going to run with it. But no, he passes it back to Diego. Diego, well onside. Very much onside. 3-1. Okay, we've won this game. I'm pretty confident to say that. The win will temporarily put us back in the playoff places. If you can believe that, it will temporarily put us back in the playoff places. It shows how good we were at the start of the season. And I think overall, the second half of the season has balanced things out a little bit to where we should be. We were a little bit too far ahead of where we should have been, I think, from the start of the season. But all we need to do is just maintain a healthy number of wins for the rest of the season, and we should be good enough for the playoffs. We might not win the playoffs. In fact, we probably won't win the playoffs at all because we are terrible against teams like Valencia, who are also, well, they can't go to the playoffs, can they? But they're a team above us in the table, in and around those playoff positions. We can't beat teams like them, particularly at the moment. So if we do get playoffs, we will struggle massively, but it will be a big achievement if we can get there. As Diego Garcia, Iglesias, huge ball forward from Iglesias. Raul Zubalaga gets his hat-trick here today. 33rd goal of the season. Oh, I'm going to miss you so much, Raul. If only we just had the money to offer him that £3,000 when he wanted that £3,000, we might have been okay to keep him. Instead, we had to offer him £2,500 down the line when other clubs could offer him contracts. And obviously, La Liga clubs came looking for him and they're getting him on a free transfer, which is heartbreaking because I really think if we kept him on a 2-year deal, a new 2-year deal, we could sell him for so much money at some point. So much money, but it's not to be with Raul Zubalaga. At least he's helped us to the victory today. And if he can help us get to the playoffs, he'll have done his job. So, mixed results today. Plenty of goals scored and plenty of goals conceded. On aggregate, we have actually drawn 6-6 on aggregate, as you can see. So, I mean, A draw will take that. League table still looking okay. We are 8th. Oviedo must have won, so they've gone ahead of us. But of course, Barcelona and Valencia are ahead of us. They don't count towards promotion, so we are actually in a playoff place come the end of today's episode. Next time out, we will come back for Rayo Vallecano and Elche, the final 2 league games of the season, to find out if we are actually going to be in the playoffs come the end of the season, which will be very, very exciting. So if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you do drop a like on it for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.